Hello, how's it going, everybody? Well, I start off with every lecture by saying peace be upon you, and I also want to say Happy New Year. Now, before everybody gets confused, I know you're thinking it's only June, or depending on when you listen to this lecture, but I am referring to the Islamic New Year, which is 1447. So again, from everybody at AddiBiotics, we'd like to wish you Happy New Year and wish you nothing but peace, blessings for this new year that's just commenced. The Islamic lunar calendar has recently commenced, marking the beginning of the month of Muharram, which holds significant religious and spiritual importance in Islam. Muharram is recognized as one of the most four sacred months in the Islamic tradition, during which warfare and conflict were historically forbidden. It is often referred as Shahrullah, which from the Arabic translation means the month of Allah, a title that signifies its sanctity and elevated status among the Islamic months. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, emphasized the merits of fasting during this month, stating the most virtual fast after those of Ramadan are observed in the month of Muharram. This narration underscores the spiritual magnitude of the month and its role in encouraging increased devotion and worship. Among the companions of the Prophet, peace be upon him, the Sahaba, there was a conscience regarding the sanctity of Muharram. Although Ramadan is commonly known as the sacred month of obligatory fasting, many companions, including Umar ibn Khattab, may Allah be pleased with him, recognized Muharram as possessing a particularly higher rank. Historical reports indicated that several years after the Prophet, peace be upon him's passing, Umar consulted with his peers regarding the selection of the first month of the Islamic calendar. While some proposed the month of Ramadan, the beginning, the consciousness ultimately favored Muharram due to its part in association with renewal, as it's following the Hajj pilgrimage, a time when Muslims return spiritually purified. The day of Ashura, the 10th day of Muharram, holds particularly religious significance. According to the reports by Ibn Abbas, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was especially diligent in observing the fast on this day. Fasting on Ashura was initially made obligatory before the month of Ramadan was mandated. In the second year of Hijrah, fasting during Ramadan became compulsory and fasting on Ashura was rendered optional. Nevertheless, its merits remain considerable, as Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, stated that fasting on this day expiates the sins of the previous year. In addition to its association with Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, the 10th day of Muharram is linked to historical events involving earlier prophets, peace be upon him. For instance, Prophet Moses, may peace be upon him, and his followers were saved from the Pharaoh on that day. Furthermore, Prophet Noah, peace be upon him, was believed to have disembarked from the ark onto Mount Judah on this day. These events reinforce the day's historical and theological relevance across our Abrahamic traditions. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, also expressed the intention to fast on the 9th day of Muharram in addition to the 10th, to distinguish the Islamic practice from that of other religious communities. Although he passed away before he implemented this practice, Islamic scholars later encouraged fasting on both the 9th and 10th of Muharram as a continuation of his intended tradition. Despite the numerous blessings associated with the 10th day of Muharram, it is also remembered the tragic events of Karbala, where Hussein ibn Ali, may Allah be pleased with him, who was the grandson of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was martyred. This event holds deep and emotional resonance, particularly among many groups in the Muslim communities. But it is important to note that the sanctity and blessings of this day predate that tragedy. Thus, the religious significance of Ashura stands independently of his historical incident of Karbala, though both are commemorated and reflected upon during this time. Now, time for reflective thoughts. This month, as we mentioned, it is a new year. I'm sure when you have the calendar year, you make all these resolutions like, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to start going to the gym, I'm going to start eating better, I'm going to get a much better job. It's good, keep at it. But also when it comes down to doing the spiritual aspects as well, like say for example, people who go to the mosque maybe once or twice a day, which is fine. Obviously work gets in the way of everything. It's totally understandable. Try your best sometimes on your days off to go a lot more often. Same thing again goes about the gym. You say, oh, I'm going to start the gym now. go ahead and start it. It's all about bettering yourself. Each year, as we always say, is a beginning of a new time. It's the beginning of thinking, all right, I'm going to do so much better this time around. I'm going to do so much better that time around. That is the whole benefit, and this is the whole point why Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was always saying to everybody, every day is an opportunity to better yourself. Every day is the chance for you to do even better than you were even yesterday. Forget just last year, yesterday as well. That's what it comes down to. Each day is that opportunity. Make the most of it while it's being presented to you. We don't know if we live to see till tomorrow. We don't know if we live to see next day or even the next hour, for all we know. But make the most of the time while you have it with you. And obviously, as we did mention, there was the tragedies that happened with his grandson. May Allah be pleased with him. And he was martyred. It was a very depressing time for him. And every night, throughout his life, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, would cry for his ummah, where he cried so much his beard was soaking wet. And all he asked was in return to better ourselves. And that's not asking too much, especially from the greatest being who ever walked the earth. To better yourself, forget about what had happened, focus on what can happen. And that's what it comes down to every single day. Again, from everybody at AddiBiotics, we like to wish you all the best for the new year. We wish you all the best for your futures. We send you a lot of peace, love, and blessings to you all. You all know the drill. Click subscribe, turn on notifications. We have a few more lectures coming your way, not just with myself, with the great Malcolm Parnham as well, who I've been collaborating with. Absolutely great historian, lover. And we wish you all the best for everything. All the best, and God bless.